We are way overdue for a 2025 garden tour. It is late June, it is time. If you're new here, my name is Jessie, located in Zone 8B, Russ, Louisiana, and I'm a former flower farmer, now turning this into a garden journey. And this is Mia, who obviously does not want to be held right now. If you are a long-term viewer, you know I had a pug named Gus, the farm pug. Well, this early June, we finally went and got Mia, who is learning to be a farm pug. So let me go put her in the AC and we'll get to the tour. Y'all, it has been a minute and I've been meaning to get a garden tour done for y'all, because we've done a lot. We have done a lot. However, between starting a new job, getting a new pug puppy, Emily's got teenage things going on like driver's education. It's just been really busy. Really busy. But I've got this brief moment in time where it's not too hot and I'm like, let's get out here, let's do a quick tour of the garden and show you some things that we've added. Not a lot. It looked a lot better like 2 weeks ago. It was peaking. Now we're kind of at the part where I've had to shave a lot of things back, but it still looks good. It still looks good. So let's take a look. All right, y'all, so I'm sitting in the garden. You can see Millie trying to hang out with me. But right here, do you see these beautiful blooms? Let me actually pick off a few of these spent blooms that have come on. So, funny story about this plant right here. This beautiful dark foliage. This is a perennial hibiscus that I picked up. And when we picked it up, it had just this beautiful black, dark purple foliage. And it was supposed to be Holy Grail, proven winners, Holy Grail perennial hibiscus, and it's supposed to have these deep burgundy red blooms. And when it bloomed out, as you can see, obviously not deep burgundy, but it's beautiful either way. I'm pretty sure this is the Edge of Night Summerific perennial hibiscus by Proven Winners instead. I think it just had the wrong tag in it, but it's fine. It's beautiful. We planted this. In maturity, it will get a 4-foot height by 4-foot width. So it's really going to just fill out the space and just provide just a beautiful contrast with this deep foliage. I think it looks great right here by the bird bath. And then as you can see, some of these annuals that we planted, so the pentas that we planted, some of them have survived and have actually grown a little bit. The lilies that were here were a beautiful orange lily. They have bloomed and gone. And then I did have zinnias right here in front of this, but they were kind of blocking the view, so I cut them back. The petunias have just exploded. And then you can also see we've got some zinnias back here as well blooming out. So as you can see, the petunias, I actually had to cut them back because they were growing so much. I've got some Angelona, or Angelia Jolie as I like to say it in here. I've actually got a small rosemary plant in here. And I don't know if you spotted it, but I picked up a red hot poker plant as well. The blooms are kind of spending, so I'm going to have it's sending up some new ones, but I just need to come in here and cut these back. The lantana's doing great. Having to squash down here, but you can see my Autumn Joy sedum has bloomed and has these pretty pink little blooms. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the foliage more than the blooms. But the insects seem to be enjoying it, so I may buy more of these to put in here just to have a small cluster. And then Paul's Golden has put on a lot of new growth. It's very happy right here. And then, you can't see down in front, but I'll throw up a screenshot. The cat's pajamas and the muley grass are just very happy. The coneflower is happy. I think it'll be blooming hopefully next year. And then I also have one more other surprise to show you. So right here you can see my cat's pajamas. They're not looking too happy, especially right here. It's starting to look kind of just ugh. But I think the petunias were just encroaching on this particular one a little too much. I think I may shear them back a little bit further and see if that helps. And then you've got my 2 newly planted pink muley bushes that I got on the sales rack for like $3. They are very happy in this spot. And then I also have my coneflower. Can you spot it back there? Yeah, you can spot one. See that coneflower right there? it is very happy. They were starting to turn yellow from having to water in all these new plants. But I've really reduced the watering about to every other day for my established plants and not watering them as much. So now it's looking much better and a lot happier. So the golden privet that was right here, I ended up ripping out and actually tossing it to the wood line. It's trying to survive, y'all. But right here in its place is a Miss Molly butterfly bush. She has the most vibrant pink blooms, and I love her. She'll get about 5 feet tall, about 4 foot wide, and will look very striking against the golden paw right beside her. So a nice big filler piece instead of the golden ticket privet. I loved it, but it just wasn't making it right here. I think between the deer eating it, it just wasn't doing well. This is deer resistant too, but we'll see what happens. Unlike the golden privet, this will do well with being trimmed back, unlike the privet. And Millie's here helping me by eating mulch. Stop eating my mulch. Stop eating the mulch, Millie. Yes. So let's take a look at the rest of the garden. Almost forgot, y'all. This rose bush right here, the rose of Charlotte, whatever it's called, is doing well. She's really happy. She kind of wilted a bit the first day, but now she's really recovered, getting her roots established. So I think maybe we'll finally get some blooms next year. I've had her for what, 4 years, 3 years now, and I haven't been too kind to her. So hopefully now she'll actually bloom. This front bed right here in front of this tree is looking kind of, you know. We've got zinnias and marigolds, and the verbena has finally kind of pured out for the season, so I sheared it back. I've got a dying lily, some lantana, pentas, all that right here. Not much to look at. I think as the zinnias bush out more and the marigolds go, it'll look a lot better. Y'all, out of everything I've got in this garden, I've got to admit, this little tree, this little shrub, has got to be one of my favorites. Y'all watched me plant it a little over 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago at this point. And you know, it started off so small. And this year, she has just busted out. Look how tall she is. She's coming up to the top of my chest. That's pretty awesome. And she's really bushed out way more this year. This little blue juniper plant, I love her. She's going to get about 3 to 4 foot wide, and I think maybe 10 feet tall at the max. But I'm loving this shrub, and it's one of my favorites to watch grow in this garden. I'll see if I can find original footage of me planting her and throw it up just so you can see how much this plant has really grown from here to here. That is all new growth, y'all. That is so crazy. I love it. She is really just put out. In front of the propane tank, not much to see here, just a forsythia plant. She's doing way better than last year. The deer have left her alone, so I'm glad with that. Over here to the side of the propane tank, we have the best baby blue eucalyptus tree that I have. I mean, she is just, y'all, she's taller than me. She's taller than me. And I did cut her back. I cut her back at the top. I was really scared about it. Hang on. Yeah, you can see right there. Cut her back. I was terrified. But now she's put on a lot more branches since I did that. So I think I did the right thing. I don't want her to be too tall. I want to be able to harvest off of her. And these can get up to like 40 feet tall. So I've got to keep her in check. So even though cutting her back is very scary, I've got to do it. We're going to come look at this last garden bed, and then I got to show you another plant that I that I planted this week actually. So right here is our third tree, our third crabapple, or second crabapple. One of the two that are living anyway. Sorry, one out of the three that are living. 2 out of 3 crabapples are living. But you can see it's really bushed out with all these zinnias and marigolds. It's looking good. The rudbeckia that I transplanted here are blooming. They're small, but they're blooming. And then I cut back the verbena, hoping for a second flush. We'll see what happens. But it's just very pretty and bushy along this tree. So over here, can you see it behind me? It's a little tree that I planted that I thought would add great texture to the garden. Let's take a closer look. I may be out of focus, but I don't care as long as this is in focus. So this is a Roman candle. I forget the botanical name, but look how fun these leaves are. So this gets about 10 to 15 foot high. Hello, Millie. And about 3 to 4 foot wide max. But I just thought it was a fun texture. Millie, come over here. Come over here. Thank you. A fun texture to have out in the garden. I thought it would just turn into a big spectacle and be a really good eye-catching point in the garden. And maybe I can plant some hydrangeas around it once it gets mature. So I'm most excited to show y'all this area. And you're like, hey, there's not much here besides that rose bush. So the Peggy Martin rose bush is right there, but we have ordered the arbor, or about to order the arbor by the time this comes out, for right here. Big arbor, like 6 foot wide arbor to go right here. We have a matching panel that will match that. And then right here, I'm going to grab it because it's just so pretty. Today, before our date, we went to the garden center and bought a Texas sage at our local garden center. So this gets about 8 to 10 feet tall, 4 to 5 foot wide, and it's going to be a beautiful end cap on our room back here. So this is where it's going to go. The rest of this, we are going to add some butterfly bushes and things along the side of this house, along with like a little shed to put like a push mower in. We want to add like a patio area right here. So you're going to walk through the arbor. You're going to have like a nice little winding path. We're going to have plants on this side. We're going to have plants on this side. And it's going to be a nice little path and walk through to the back of the house. The idea is from the front, you won't be able to see all this from the other side of the arbor, and on the front side you won't be able to see this from the arbor. You'll just be able to see the Texas sage, the Peggy Martin rose, and then back here you'll be able to see the butterfly bushes and everything, but won't be able to see past the arbor and the Texas sage. So years to come, probably like give me 2 or 3 years, we'll get this started, but I'm really excited for it. I'm saving the front bed for last, our walkway that we did. But here's the back. So it's a bit of mixed bag of chips back here. I've got gardenias. The gardenias are putting on lots of new growth. We actually have buds on some of the gardenias, y'all. Oh my God! Y'all, one of them is open! Oh, I gotta smell it. I gotta smell it. Oh, that smells amazing. So does it not look beautiful? At least in this spot it does. Lots of buds on the gardenias. I apologize if you can hear the AC going off. The limelight primes are doing great. They are in bloom. The petunias have kind of taken over. The deer have decided to eat the pentas back here, but I'm okay with it. They are free flowers. If you're gonna eat something, please, yes, eat the free flowers, not my hydrangeas or the gardenias. And guys, it's just so pretty. I love it. Let's take a look at that limelight behind me that is just bushing out. Y'all, look how big these blooms are. This is my limelight hydrangea that I planted back in like 2020, I think. And it is the first hydrangea I ever got to live through the summer. It is a pinnacle limelight hydrangea by Proven Winners. Every January I shear this sucker down to the ground, and she's taller than me, y'all. She bounces back so well, and I love her. And the deer actually ate on her this year when she started growing in the spring, and I think they did me a favor. She actually kind of bushed out, which is very exciting. And then, don't tell anybody, but I saw a video about propagating hydrangeas by just placing a rock on one of the bottom stems. And guess what? I did that, and it's already starting to root in. I just need to come out here, cut it, dig it up, and put it in the ground beside it, because this is my porch. This is the back porch. It's ugly right here. It's ugly. I want a hedge of these. I want a hedge of these right here, because obviously this is doing well. So I think that would be a great project to have. And then one last plant before we go up to the very front. The mint. Every year, you know, we cut the mint back. Casey mows it. Look at it. She's blooming out. The insects love her. We have a lot of fireflies out here because we're giving them a habitat. I've noticed a lot of aphids as well, but I've noticed ladybugs. I've noticed lizards. I've noticed fireflies. We're getting a lot of insects, but the crazy thing is I haven't seen a lot of bees or butterflies, which is really confusing because last year we had swarms of them. So what about you? Do you have a lot of butterflies and bees this year? Or are they not there for you? So last but not least, let's check out this front bed, y'all. So we're gonna start at the back of this bed. You can see my sunshine ligustrum is just super happy right here. I think this year I might actually have to trim her back and try to make her into a globe shape. I don't know if you can see, but we got a garden gnome from an estate sale. I have decided I love estate sales and thrifting. So Casey actually saw this gnome and we picked it up. And he is shading our clematis that's back here, because I recently learned clematis actually likes the roots to be in the shade and the top of it to be in the sun. She's picky. She's a picky girl. So we're working on it. The pentas are doing well right here. The vinca, the $3 salvia, all that's looking beautiful. We've got zinnias, and I've got ruby parfait. I've got gombrina that I thought was celosa and planted it there by mistake, but you know what, she's there, she's doing great, girl. We're gonna leave her. These are my $1 mums I picked up from Lowe's last fall, coming back and flushing out with color. I don't remember them being that color. I thought they were gonna be like more purple, but I'm not hating it. It's pretty. We've got vinca, another sunshine ligustrum. The beautiful zinnias are just busting out. The marigold right there, they're a little bit later, they're a little bit behind. My black night butterfly bush, I had to think of what it was called, is right here. It's looking great. It reached about this height. It's supposed to get up to like 10 feet high, so it's really going to cover that wall between these windows hopefully next year. This is second year, and you know what they say, the first year it sleeps, second year it creeps, third year it leaps. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it leap. Right in front of my black night butterfly bush, we have my Shasta daisies. These are the Lord have mercy, I can't talk. Banana, B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This is bananas, B-A-N-A-N-A-S. I apologize for my bad singing. If you are an early 2000s teenager / born in the late 80s, early 90s kid, you get what I'm saying. Anyway, right here are Shasta daisies, and y'all, they have really just like tripled in size on their second year. I'm hoping that maybe I can start splitting these way sooner than anticipated. They're looking kind of down now because I just went and trimmed a lot of them back. It's about time to cut them back fully again so that they can produce a second flush. But they made me really happy. I want more Shasta daisies in this yard, I have decided. And right next to the Shasta daisies, I've got my salvia, the blue diamond salvia that I thought was an annual. It seeded itself in that planter. I replanted it here. Instead of being the short 1 foot plant I dealt with last year, do you see the size of that thing? Let me get in front of it real quick. Can you see this in camera? I mean, my head's cut off, I don't care, but look at this. This is crazy, it's so tall. Now right behind it is a sunshine ligustrum, and then we're gonna kind of peek right around here. So I did have 3 Russian sages right here. I just trimmed them back because I heard, hummingbird, oh, it just flew away. I heard that, you know, in June you need to shear them back to help encourage them to be bushier. They were kind of flopping with all the rain we got, so I sheared them back. We're going to see if they grow back bushier. I am very tempted to move these, y'all. I may move these to the front yard. Right here is my one and only living Veronica. I bought 2 last year on death row at Lowe's clearance rack, and this one came back. It's magic wands, and it's very pretty. It does a good job. And then as we continue on, sorry for the bad camera angles, you can see the zinnias. They're showing out. They're in full bloom. And then right here in the midst of the zinnias, I've got the sunshine ligustrum right there that I planted this year, so it's really tiny. And then my double scoop coneflower. It is beautiful. I'm wondering if I need to share that back because, well, I need to research that. But y'all, just look at this bed. Can y'all just admire this bed with me? But y'all, just look at this bed. And also look at Millie. There's Millie. Millie can be in the picture. Look at this bed. It's just so full of colors and textures. And it just makes me smile every morning when I walk out here or when I pull into my driveway. I love it. Oh, hummingbird. Oh, it left again. Dang it. Last but not least, y'all, let's look at the porch. The petunias have really taken over and are looking good. And then the porch itself is just looking fantastic, y'all. The plants, everything is alive on the porch. It is not the porch of death. And then this rose is doing great. So y'all, I'm really loving this year and how everything's just kind of coming together. And Casey is now onto Garden Talk with me. He is fully invested in this garden. We walk around almost every evening and go, would you look at that? Look at that and dream about what we want this landscape to look like. So we really want to expand this front porch a little bit to have 2 chairs so we can sit out here and drink our coffee in the morning. And then this front area, y'all, we've got a lot of grass. Look at that. That's a lot of grass from the front pathway all the way to that bed. Unfortunately, right here in the middle floods like a pond during heavy downpour, but we're thinking about putting a second bed coming and just having like a second bed against this walkway. We would leave it, you know, like 6 feet or so, so as we have deliveries and stuff, there's no issue with that. But putting a second bed right here and kind of making it with like a little walkway through the garden and just adding different depths and layers to this garden. I'm excited. It's Jesse's garden journey. It's awesome. It's our garden journey. I'm happy to have you here. So y'all, I'm sweating like a pig. I'm gonna go bathe and chill with my pug because that's what I do. I hope you enjoyed this garden tour. Sorry I didn't have it out sooner for you. If you would love to see me transforming this and what it looked like before, then be sure to click the video next to me. I'll pop it up right there and I'll see you there. Thank y'all for watching. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.